Well, it's Wednesday, and we want to welcome you back to another show on See, Hear, Love. And we hope you're having a great week, and we're so glad that you've joined us on this very important Wednesday.
Yeah.
Here's the deal. This is not going to be a light show like many of our other shows have been, and the topic will make some of you very uncomfortable. But it's important that we bring to light out of the darkness and expose just how evil it is, and support ways to end it, to stop it. And that's what today's show is going to be all about. And joining me are my co-hosts Cheryl and Joanna, and our special guest host Kelly Cameron from International Justice Mission to talk about this issue. And this is what it is. It's cyber-sex trafficking. We need to pause on that a bit because it was the first time that I'd really heard about it. I'd heard about human trafficking and sex trafficking, but I'd never heard about cyber sex trafficking. And this is the thing about cybersex, the internet and the web. You know, it can be used for great things, like a web show, for information, but it also can be used for evil, bullying, and even extreme abuse. And so we felt that it was important to bring this topic to light and discuss it here on See, Hear, Love, where we can learn and discern and then take action against it. So Kelly, you know, even in the green room, we were sort of talking and preparing ourselves, and it's been an emotional morning as we talked about this. And you said something that was really telling about innocence. What did you say about when we bring this kind of topic to light? How do you feel when you do and when you speak about it?
Yeah, I was saying that just with some of my colleagues, sometimes we feel like we are taking away people's innocence because we are talking about really difficult topics. And cybersex trafficking of children is the most difficult stories that we've ever had to tell at IJM Canada. And so it's a hard balance because the stories need to be told, but there's also how do you respect, you know, people's emotions and their process of watching it.
Now you brought a video about cybersex trafficking because for many people they didn't even know existed or even know what it is.
Right.
Tell us about the video and then you can just throw to it.
Yeah, so this video is just a good informational video to help understand what actually is cybersex trafficking, because people can have misconceptions about what it looks like, and so just to give you a real understanding of what it looks like, where it's happening, and how prevalent it is in our world today.
Okay, well let's take a look now.
One of the commodities available in the internet is the exploitation of children. Cybersex trafficking is a modern-day form of slavery. They are able to demand the type of sexual abuse that they would want to see on camera. With $100, I can get kids that are under 5 years old to be abused by an older person. All the children out there victimized by this menace, we're coming to get you. One case at a time, cybersex trafficking will come to an end. The only question is when.
Kelly, that is just, you know, the only word that comes to mind is evil. And I think, personally, because it's the Philippines, it's always a very emotional thing for me. And it's even harder to watch and to believe that there are people that do that to children. You know, tell us even more about this and what are the numbers? has this been happening for a long time? Like, how did this come about?
Yeah. So, International Justice Mission, we've been working in the Philippines for over 15 years. But what we've been working on for most of that time is what's called establishment-based sex trafficking. So it's what people would be more familiar with, where there are physical locations like bars or brothels or things like that, where there were still children, but older children, older teens, who were being sexually exploited in that way. So just since 2015, in the past couple of years, we have changed our focus around cybersex trafficking, and it's because the Philippines has become an epicenter for that type of abuse of children. And so the combination of poverty, a high availability of internet connection, as well as a good understanding of English is actually some of what's contributed to it being almost becoming a cottage industry within the Philippines. And so we've been working on it there for the past couple of years.
And what's the government response in the Philippines? Is it ignored? Is there any response from them at all?
Yeah, I think because we've had this long history in all the work that IJM does, we work with the government, we work with law enforcement. There's actually anti-trafficking units within the Philippines, and so we have seen a good response in those law enforcement units. But one of the things is there's just such an overwhelming amount of it.
Right.
On average, the Philippines National Police get over 2,000 reports a month.
Okay. And that's just reported.
That's what's reported, and that's only what's reported from the United States in terms of leads of situations of cybersex trafficking that's happening in the Philippines.
So, I think about evil on two forms. There's the evil you see, and then there's the evil you don't see. And I heard what you said about sort of the traditional places and spaces. And those are obviously being attacked and raided, and people are really shining a big light on that. And it seems to me like the evil's gone underground. It's gone into sort of these unseen places. How do we fight? How do we stand up against an evil we can't see?
It's interesting because what's happened is not so much that it's gone underground, but it's actually a different form of this evil that we're talking about. So with cybersex trafficking, the children are much younger. So half of our clients are under the age of 12. And what's really different is the demand is coming from Western countries.
Yeah.
So it's coming from places like Canada, it's coming from the US, it's coming from the UK. And so that's part of what makes it difficult to fight this particular...
And they're in homes, they're being sort of, and that's the hidden thing I was talking about. So how do you find these children in these homes that are...
Yeah, so I can't go into all the details on our investigative strategies, but there are ways that we can use the internet, as well as people reporting things that are happening, to track back to where is it that these children are being abused, and how can we find them.
You know what I think I struggle with is that you said in a lot of numbers, Canada, the country in which we live in, is number 3 on this kind of abuse, as in the ones that sort of the Western country, right, that actually are soliciting it. Is that correct?
Yeah, so cybertip.ca put out a report that lists Canada in the top 3 of countries around, 60 countries that they looked at that are hosting websites or have web content that has child sexual abuse images on it. So it really is a Canadian issue.
And I think it's hard too, is becoming this new stepmom. My kids are 10 and 12. So when you're looking at ages from 1 to 12, it's unfathomable to think that. And I think that's where, as you say, the hard work of what you're doing, because how difficult is that when of any kind of person in the generation, those are the ones you would protect, and it's I think the struggle I have, Kelly, is I can't reconcile people doing that to the most vulnerable generation of people. It's so unfathomable to me, and I know evil does exist in the world, and I think it's that thing of, like Monday we talked about this, learn to do right and seek justice and its action, But sometimes when you hear this, it's like I feel like I'm crumbling and I feel immobilized because it's so hurtful and so overwhelming, the sense of evil. I can't get my head around it.
Right.
You know, I just can't get my
Well, and
head around
particularly
it.
that there's this thing happening in the Philippines, and probably a lot of it's based out of the political system and the poverty that they live in, but Canadians
Yeah.
are
Yeah.
purchasing it.
Yeah.
Canadians.
That's what's
We
devastating.
know Canada.
Yeah.
We have maybe less than you. We would have less of an understanding
Yeah.
culturally of what's happening on that end, but we do know our country.
Yeah.
We know
Yeah.
our people, our brothers.
Our culture, yeah.
Yeah.
We know our brothers in the church.
Yeah.
We know we know the political situation that we live in. So, like, how can this be happening in Canada? How can men and women access these kinds of sites? And what's happening in Canada, or what can we do about it in Canada to respond about what's going on this side of it?
Yeah, I think the biggest thing that we're looking at right now is this awareness, right? So as you've all said, it's shocking as Canadians to think that this demand is coming from within our own nation, and so we have developed at IGM an awareness piece around how to really get the word out and really start the discussion, and it's called Not on My Screen. And so it's a first step that I've got some pieces for you guys.
Yeah.
So what we are asking people to do is actually to go to a website, and it's notonmyscreen.ca, and you're able there to take a pledge around not using your mobile devices to access child sex trafficking, pledging to get yourself educated on it, and also to make others aware of it. And so part of that is also you can get a sticker. So you can order those online and they'll come in the mail to you.
And they can actually order it. We have a button on our website on See Hear Love where it's an IJM banner and it says Not on My Screen, and you can actually click right on our website and get these. And so, sorry, go on. And
Yeah.
so you take these off.
So the stickers are designed for your mobile device. I actually already have one on my phone.
Okay.
So you can put them on your phone, on your tablets, on your laptop, and it's both a declaration that these images, you're not going to live stream the abuse of children, which is what cybersex trafficking is, on your device, but it's also a conversation starter to start those conversations with others, both in person and also online through your social media.
Because everybody, right, when you go out for dinner, everybody, we don't like it, but everybody puts their phone down on the table.
Yeah.
And so this
We all have
sticker,
that.
I hope, as people see my phone and your phones
Yeah.
starting this week, people are going to say, what does that mean?
Yeah.
And we can begin to talk about it more.
So I'm a mother at home. Maybe I'm a stay-at-home mom. I've got 3 or 4 children. This is moving me. I'm watching this. You're watching this wherever you are, and it's pricking your heart, and you're wondering, what can I do? I can't travel. I'm not a justice fighter that can really be mobile.
Yeah.
What can I do with what I have?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, there's obviously the campaign, but then one of the things that I find amazing about my job is I get to meet everyday women who are doing just incredible things to bring awareness and also to raise funds to stop this kind of abuse. So one is, there's a woman named Andrea, and I love Andrea's story. She is a stay-at-home mom, and she's got 4 kids, and like you said, her heart was pricked around specifically the issue of sex trafficking, and she said, what can I do? And she had thoughts of going to law school and becoming a lawyer, and it just is not feasible in her life for where she's at now. And so she took what was in her hands, which is her ability to make soup.
Wow.
And started a campaign that she called Broth for Brothels.
Broth for brothels.
Brothels.
Oh, I love that. It's so good. Broth for brothels.
Oh my goodness.
And she has raised tens of thousands of dollars to actually
Andrea.
go towards stopping sex trafficking through IGM's work.
With soup.
Yeah.
With soup.
But that's exactly on Monday when you said what's in your hand, what is accessible right where you're at, and who's in your circle. That's exactly what she did.
Yep.
And that's exactly what you keep saying to us and reminding us that that's what we can do.
Talk about Woman Crush Wednesday.
Yeah, totally. That's going to be a lot of that.
Yeah.
That is, that's amazing. Way to go, Andrea. So that's the question. I mean, again, not to be overwhelmed, but here you are in your own sphere of influence with your own family, neighborhood, church. What can you do? And sometimes I think we've made it where we overwhelm ourselves and get ourselves all angsty and stressed out because it has to be this. I've got to be doing what Kelly's doing. We do this weird comparison where really God's like, no, right where you're at. What can you do? You can knit, you can sew, you can make food, you can run marathons. There's so many things that we can do, right?
Yeah. And not realizing that the impact is the same. So I may not physically be on the field in the Philippines really doing that hard work, but I've funded the initiative. The impact is the same.
The thing that I love about this, and as hard as it was and is to talk about this, I will say this, years and years and years ago, when Oprah was on her show, she was doing a really tough piece, and I'll never forget when she looked right to camera and she said, here's the thing now, you can't plead ignorance and be apathetic any longer, because now you know. And because before, when you don't know, it's like, well, you could, because you could say, I didn't know. I had no idea that happened in the world and that injustice was happening. But when we speak and we've said it and we've shown you, it means now there is a choice that you must make to do something. And I think I'm being, even myself, extremely convicted because this has really been hitting home. And I'm like, God, something is stirring in me that I know I need to do something. And so I know this is a great first step. I mean, I'm doing this now on my screen. And as Joanna was saying, what a great conversation piece to talk about when you're out or when you're using your phone and whatnot. And so good. IGM, you guys are doing such great work and hard work. And we're going to pray for you. And we love that you're one of our partners and sponsors for our show. Like it's great because I think for us as women, this is our heart. To stop these kinds of injustices and so to partner with you guys is wonderful, and especially with you. Now, as Joanna said, Andrea was a perfect example of a Woman Crush Wednesday and a woman, but I know that you have somebody else that you want to crush on and sort of give kudos out to for your Woman Crush. Tell us about her.
I do, absolutely. So when I was thinking around Women Crush Wednesday, I thought, I started making a list because this is how I do my decision-making process. So I started thinking of, amazing colleagues that I have who work on the field and just women who have been doing justice in other arenas. And when I really started thinking about it, it came down to the women who inspire me the most in my work are our survivors. So the clients that we work with who come out of really horrific situations and oftentimes become advocates themselves.
Wow.
And so my Women Crush Wednesday is a young woman from the Philippines who is a survivor of cybersex trafficking, who we call Cassie. And she is absolutely amazing. Wow. She has endured some obviously very difficult things and continues to walk through her healing process. But she self-describes herself as a human rights advocate, and that she is, bringing cybersex trafficking to the forefront and supporting those who are victims who are just starting their freedom journey now.
Wow. Now I know you've brought also a video of Cassie, and so why not feature her crush on her highlighter through a video of the good work that she's doing. Take a look.
It's really hard. It's like I was thinking I want to die because of this pain, but I can't. When first time my recruiter telling me that Manila is very nice, he said, so I can wear a nice clothes, and then he taking care of me. He told me that he can help me to reach all my dreams. First time in Manila, it was very happy because there's a lot of building. You wear nice clothes, you have your own money, you can stay in a nice house. So Manila is very nice compared to my place. We are 6 victims inside of the house of my recruiter. my recruiter hurt me every day when I do something bad that he don't like, because he want every day, I need to follow him, but if I don't follow him, he's going to hurt me, just spank me, slap me in the face in front of the people. I really want to kill him. I really want to die that time, but I can't. It feels very lonely for me because I was very far from my family and I can't tell them what happened to me because I was very scared. When they rescued us, it made me heal all the pain. It is in my second home. I realized everything, that you don't need to lose hope. If I see or if I hear or there is a victim of human trafficking like us, I just want her to comfort her, help her to move forward and just fight for your rights. Because that's the start where I stand now.
What an amazing
Wow.
woman. Now that is a woman crush woman for today.
Yes.
Thank you for bringing us Cassie. What an incredible, incredible, inspiring woman.
Yeah.
Kelly, thank you for bringing this to light for us, cybersex trafficking. What are your thoughts? Any sort of last thoughts for the show, Cheryl?
I'm so honored to have you with us. Thank you for reminding us of what's in our hand and who's in our circle, and that any little thing, God can use it to make a great impact. And I love this show because it's not just girl talk. I was sitting here and I was so moved, and I'm just trying to keep myself together because when Melinda had the vision to do this, she knew what she didn't want it to be. And she didn't want it to just be ladies talking for the sake of talking, having a good time, but really to change lives, to usher in movements and to rally people to causes. And today I am so proud to sit at this table. This is why I'm here. Thank you.
It's good. Thanks, Cheryl. It's really good.
Yeah, we've been talking this week out of Isaiah 1:17, and so today we've been learning to do right. We've been learning a ton, and we together have learned. So we are without excuse. And we can do something, and it starts. We can go through our website and begin, get this sticker and start talking about it. The choices we make online are for good or for evil, and so we get to choose.
Yeah, awesome. Kelly, any other takeaways for our viewers?
Great. I think Joanna's already alluded to this. Just take that first step, right? Because we are all on a justice journey, and it can be really overwhelming when you hear pieces like this. But it's coming out of that place of being overwhelmed to say, okay, God, what is the first step I can do, right? And so whether that is the campaign, obviously we'd love you to do that, but other things that God may be stirring in your heart, and being willing to start your steps on your justice journey.
Amazing.
Wow.
To your viewers, make sure that you go on our website. If you're not already there, then go, or if you are, just scroll down and you'll see this banner not on my screen. Click it, and please, please get these for your family, colleagues, friends, churches, youth groups. This is a discussion that we must have to end it. And Kelly, thanks for being with us Monday and today. You are truly an inspiration. The people that you work and serve are truly an inspiration, and we'll be praying for you.
Thank
and
you.
for them, for Cassie, for all the survivors of sex trafficking, for the thousands and thousands of children in the Philippines that are, and we will also be praying for those pedophiles. That hearts will be changed, that there will be a breakthrough to stop and end, in Jesus' name, to end this kind of evil. So thank you again for your fight against cybersex trafficking. you're like a woman crush. I think I'm just crushing on you. I'm crushing on you this Wednesday. But thank you.
Thank you.
So
Thank
much
you
for
so
doing
much
this.
for having me, ladies. It's been
Yeah.
great.
Absolutely. Well, thank you for joining us, and we just hope that you continue to join this conversation, to pray, to take that first step, to remember that it's what's in your hand and who's in your circle as you begin your justice journey. Thanks for joining us, and we'll see you Friday.